Hall of Famer Michael Irvin, NFL Network analyst. You can see him every Sunday morning, NFL Game Day morning at 9 a.m. Eastern. And also this Thursday night, it'll be the Falcons hosting the Saints on the NFL Network. Playmaker back on the program. How are you, Mike?
Hey, what's up, buddy? How are you, man?
I'm doing well. Any problems voting for a freshman for Heisman Trophy?
Do I have a problem? I don't have a problem voting for anybody if you're the best in the world at what you do. It's not an age thing. It's just a performance thing. It's what I've always thought, Dan.
What about defensive players? Seems a little bit harder to quantify exactly what they do unless you have those glowing stats.
Unless you look like the 49ers look sometimes.
Yeah.
That defense looks. But, it's a disadvantage for the defensive players, or especially a Heisman. A Heisman, Dan? Are you serious? What's the last time? Was it Charles Woodson time a defensive player got the Heisman? Was it Charles Woodson?
Yeah, but he also played a little offense and ran back some kicks, so I think that helped him as well.
Absolutely, absolutely it helped him because we need our Heisman Trophy winner to have those what we call real glorified highlights because that's part of the sale campaign for the Heisman and everything. So we understand that. You can't go and get a guy and all we can talk about is, hey, he did a good job protecting a quarterback. Nobody ever saw the quarterback get a sack and give him a trophy like that. How do we quantify that? How do we do that? So it's difficult. Yeah, they're at a disadvantage.
Help me if you can with this. The influx of Adderall with the NFL, you've had players who've been suspended. You got two of the defensive backs for the Seahawks now facing a 4-game suspension for Adderall. Now, they're labeling it as a performance-enhancing drug. What do you hear about this as far as how does it help you performance-wise?
Dan, there's a lot of things that I like to run my trap about and saying that I've read up on or understand or try to grab knowledge about to enable to pass it on to others, to try to edify one another. But this I have no understanding of. This I have no knowledge of whatsoever. Now, I will tell you this, Dan, I've studied a lot of stuff on the brain, trying to figure out for myself why I had continued to self-sabotage, and I read a lot on ADHD then, but I don't know how Adderall is a PED or if it's found in some things that are performance-enhancing drugs, or I don't understand that one at all.
Now, you were searching to find out why you had, addictive qualities?
Well, no, not addictive qualities, but why did I get in some of the situations I got into? And the brain goes through stages of development, reptilian, mammalian, and your cortex is my reasoning box. Most of the kids, and what I read up on was it talks about if your mother in her final trimester goes through some trauma or tough situations, then the brain develops for the environment it's about to be born into. This is true. So the brain has more of a reptilian, that means fight or flight, less of a cortex, less ability to reason. So what I had to figure out is, all right, since I have this fight or flight reptilian thing, I got to make sure I have the ability to discern when to let it go. On the football field is cool. Off the football field is not cool. And they talk about just understanding that you have this is 75% of beating it. So now when I get in a situation and I shouldn't be, I said, Michael, calm your black butt down. You are not going up against a defensive back. And that kind of calms me down.
Were you attracted to those situations?
Well, I don't think attractive, Dan. What it is I'm a competitor. And for the first 20-something years of my life, everybody pats you on the back for being that great competitor on the field. But it talks about me not having the ability to discern when I'm not on the field. That's why when a guy like me, I'm in trouble, and I say, all right, I'm going to go out, I'm just going to hang out with the guys, and I'm not going to do anything. I mean that when I go out. But when I get there and somebody challenges me or says something, I'm back on the football field in my mind, as opposed to saying, Michael, you're not in a place to rise up like that or challenge people like that. So it's just a matter of trying to discern the moment and understand where you are to calm down that reptilian brain to say, not here, wait till I have a defensive back in front of me on a football field.
But you were a competitive partier as well?
Well, Dan, I'll give it to you this way. I am 100%, buddy. Whatever I do 100%, and I must win. So even when I was doing ignorant things, I took the same mentality into my ignorant ways.
He's Michael Irvin, the playmaker, Hall of Famer, joining us at the Dan Patrick Show. If you're looking at trying to assess this season right now, do we have a great team?
Do we have a great team? For what we have, comparatively speaking, in the rest of the NFL, there are some great teams. The Atlanta Falcons, that's a great team. You know what I'm saying? I have some reservations on the other side, Houston, but I think the Denver Broncos, from comparatively speaking, and what we have in the NFL, that's a great team. Now, if you start comparing those guys to my 92, 94, that might be a different thing. But I tell you this, Dan, I did say this. I believe with the addition of Colin Kaepernick, now you have an opportunity to have that kind of a team that we were able to kind of have fun with in the 90s, because what you do now, you have a dynamic defense in the 49ers. Like we had a dynamic defense. You have a dynamic coach. Give Harbaugh some credit, man. He's a dynamic coach. I mean, the things he does on offense is mind-boggling. And now you have an opportunity to have a dynamic offense. And that's a scary thing when you see a San Francisco 49ers team with those possibilities.
How does this end in Dallas?
Well, that's a good question. That's a good question because, you know, right now, like we talked about, it's so still evenly matched that Dallas is not out of it. Not even out of the division race, even though New York got that big win last week, but now they're right back up against Washington Monday night, so you still have a chance. And this thing's all still leveled out and played out. You know, one week the Giants look great. Next week you say, well, what was that? Who is that? So the Cowboys still have a chance. How it plays out will fall upon how it plays out on the field, I truly believe.
What about the Jets situation? You get embarrassed on Thanksgiving. I know they're not out of it technically, but, you know, you watch that team, and I was on the sidelines. There is no life whatsoever. They got humbled there. And I don't, you know, the light at the end of the tunnel may be an oncoming train here.
Yeah, you know, Dan, whenever you lose, you're, rather he was self-imposed or whatever, mascot, fireman Ed, mascot, whatever fireman Ed, he's supposed to be the last guy. He's supposed to be like the Undertaker, right? The last guy to let you down. And fireman Ed has taken his fire hose and said, I'm out of here. I can't defend this anymore. We were talking about that.
I'm taking my hose and going home.
I'm getting out of here. You're just like a New Yorker. That's why you love New York, man. New Yorkers are the best in the world, man.
Does Rex survive, though?
I just follow him. He said, I can't defend Sanchez. They won't put T. That's funny stuff to me, man. That's funny stuff to me. And, you know, let me tell you what happens, because I do the same thing, too. Right, last week, the Cowboys, oh, man, I cut them off. I said, I'm done. I can't do this. I can't get invested in it like this anymore. I'm done, you know. And I walk off. I get in the car because I went to the game last week. I'm driving. I'm mad all the way. But by the time you get home and then somebody else is lost, you're back on TV saying, oh, good, we still got a shot. And you jump right back in the fray. Everybody. You jump off when they lose, but as soon as that week come back around, you'll jump right back in the fray because we're addicted to it.
Does Rex deserve another year in New York?
In New York?
Yep.
Oh, my God, yes. Are you serious? Absolutely.
Why?
Why? What do you mean, why? This man took you to two AFC championship games in his first couple of years there. And now you've had, so you go AFC championship game, you go 2 seasons, and you don't get back there, and you say you're out of here. As if the intent or you thought you were going to be in the AFC championship game or the Super Bowl every year. Now, we have some great coaches in this league, and we have some dynamite players, and we've had some dynamite players, and none have done that. No one has done that. Well, the Buffalo Bills did it, and they didn't win anything in a long time. So it's very difficult. But, yeah, he deserves another year.
Do you think Tebow's back next year?
I only reason I say he's back is because Woody has said he's back, but I don't see anything on the field that would say why would Tebow want to go back. I think the Jets have done a wonderful job of just minimizing Tebow and snatching away everything that he has built up in this NFL by playing him this way. You know, if you have a backup quarterback and you find yourself in this deplorable situation as the Jets have, the reason you brought him in is to try to go to him and say, okay, try to do something. If you never gave this man the shot, and certainly the door swung wide open to give him a shot, I think you minimized him and damaged him.
If you were a wide receiver with the Jets, would you want Tebow as quarterback?
If I'm a wide receiver with the Jets right now, I wouldn't want what I got right now. So, you know, what are my options?
Sanchez or Tebow?
What I have, I'm willing to try something else because I know this is not working. You know what I mean? This is almost like banging your head up against your reptilian brain right here. You're fighting for nothing here. You know, it's just not working. And you just said it, Dan. It looked horrific the other night.
It was embarrassing to see a professional team at home Thanksgiving night, and the comedy of it. When Sanchez ran into his own lineman,
man, we made so much fun.
Oh.
Listen, the butt jokes, you can't. The butt jokes, the butt fumbles, that they come out on the show. They came out on our show Sunday. They'll be out on the show Thursday. It is the funniest thing in the world. It's like Keystone Cops or something out there, man. Everybody's running around. I was like, wow. And you can't put Tebow in? You can't let this man try to get rhythm because of this? You know, it's pretty amazing when you think about it.
Always good to visit with you, Mike.
Dan, it's always good to talk with you, D. It's always good to see you.
Thank you, brother.
And I do see you, Dan. It's the only time I get to watch me on TV when I'm on with you. I really do like this stuff, man. Hey, check that Thursday night game out, D. That's
I will.
Going to be one for the road, buddy. Now, hey, Matt Ryan has knocked down everybody in the division over the last 6. He's 4-2 in the division, and the two losses are to the Saints. So you know that dome is going to be rocking Thursday night, D.
Thank you, Mike.
DB.
Michael Irvin, playmaker. Falcons hosting the Saints on the NFL Network Thursday night.